This is the Happy Hour Network.
Pay attention, son. This is for your own good.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Today's sponsor is Audible.com, who has more than 180,000 audiobooks and spoken word audio products. Get a free audiobook of your choice at www.audibletrial.com/late-night-parents. Why Audible? Audible content includes more than 180,000 audio programs from the leading audiobook publishers, broadcasters, entertainers, magazine and newspaper publishers, and business information providers. That's audibletrials.com/late-night-parents.
And we are back. This is Ted Hicks, Late Night Parents, coming back to you live. I know we've kind of been in flux for the month of December. It's the holiday season. There's a lot of things. There's holiday parties. Are you being naughty or nice? A whole lot of questions, a lot of things going on here. But I want to let you know, this is Ted Hicks, Late Night Parents. Couple of quick ways to get in contact with us, 347-857-1947. That number again is 347-857-1947. You can also catch us via social media. That's twitter.com/late night parent. Or you can find me as the real Ted Hicks on Twitter. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/late night parents, and our portal, latenightparents.com, is available for you 24/7. It's the month is closing quickly. There's a whole lot of things that are happening. It's the festive time of year. We hope that you're out there and enjoying time with your family. For the calendar side, if you are working in academia, it's finals time. And for everyone else, they're getting ready for the holidays and getting ready for an extended holiday break. So with all of that, we got a really good show tonight. Just two people. We changed the format for season 2 because we needed to kind of peel things back and get in depth a little bit with our guest. So what was once a 3-person format or 3-guest format is only a 2-person format. Starting off the show at 5 minutes past the hour will be Mr. Niall Nickel, my buddy in crime, my partner in crime on Life Improvement Radio, the social media business hour. At 30 minutes past the hour will be none other than the good old boy himself, Bucko Bruce. You can find him on Bucko Bruce 83. Niall is going to be talking a little tech. He was on a few weeks ago. We had a great time. And that's when you have that moment and you say, the internet is something great. Because I looked and I was looking through the cast of characters that are on Life Improvement, and not only can you see my ugly mug, you see a whole bunch of other folks that, they're not ugly like me, but Mr. Niall Nickel is a part of that group. So before we let Niall on, I want to thank all of our radio partners that share the program, I-95 Sports Network, Back Sports Pages. Want to thank, of course, Life Improvement Radio. You and I are one radio. FSC Radio, Jimagination Network, Jimagination Unlimited Network. We are powered. Wait, I got to get this out. Because I say this each and every week. We are powered on the iHeartRadio app via NGSC Sports. Once again, thank you guys for all the support. There's some talk about us doing some internet streaming for the new year, but that'll come out, very soon. You can also find us on iTunes. You can find us on latenightparents.com. You can find us on Spreaker. You can find us on SoundCloud. We're everywhere. So with that, we thanked our partners. Let's get into it. I see a 727 number. Mr. Niall Nickel, I'm hoping, has called up to join the show to visit my house. Niall, how you doing?
Hey, I am doing awesome. Getting ready for the holidays. How about you?
Much of the same. I did some early holiday shopping, and my wife said I spoiled things because I gave my son his Xbox One last month, and she said you should have saved it, but I just couldn't leave it in the closet for a month because I like to play too.
Well, sometimes those selfish motivations serve us well.
Yes. But now, of all the great things you do, like I said, I don't know how I stumbled on this, that we're both on life improvements, because I got connected to you through Ascot and the good folks there, and it just hit me as I was going back and forth, and I was looking at the different sites that like my show was on, and how the podcast and everything, how that streams, and I ran across your picture. I said, wait a minute. I said, oh my goodness. It was one of those moments where I was like, okay, he was on the show. I didn't know this, and I guess I should have.
Well, in today's world, like your show, the Social Media Business Hour, which is the show that I do, is all over the place. And likewise, I probably do about probably close to 300 radio or television interviews a year. And so, but with those interviews being syndicated, I end up being in a whole bunch of places as well. So you and I just cross paths everywhere. That's
good. So, it's the holiday season. I guess we want to talk a little tech, because the one thing I really did appreciate about you is your love for technology, your love for, I guess, manipulating social media. And I wanted to talk, what are some of if you aren't the dad that didn't give your son or your daughter the Xbox, what are some of the cool tech toys out there that you could possibly, that would be age appropriate to give?
Well, that the Star Wars saga is continuing, and we're starting to get all of the new episodes. In fact, the newest episode's releasing this week. And in Star Wars, there is a new droid called BB-8. Well, that means if there's a new droid, there's a new droid toy called BB-8. And I don't know if you followed the Spiro Ball, but the Spiro Ball was a nice little ball that you could control with your phone or iPad, something like that, and be able to move it around all over the place, change colors, and just do neat stuff with it. Well, the makers of Spiro were approached by Disney, and they said, "Hey, we've got this new Star Wars movie coming out, and we were thinking of you guys because you've got this moving ball, and if you look at BB-8, this new droid, it looks a lot like that. Can you make us one of these?" And so they set off to make this, and it looks like it's going to be one of the hottest tech toys of the year. It moves around, looks like the real droid, but it will make noises, talk to you. You could voice control it in addition to controlling with your iPhone and iPad, and it is flying off the shelves.
That is cool. Neil, I got it. I mean, I guess there's an 800-pound gorilla in the room, and I guess we gotta approach it because number one, I was approached by this. What's the madness going on with these hoverboards? UL laboring, UL approved. I mean, I've got even my 8-year-old son asking me for a hoverboard, and my immediate response to him was, "They catch on fire, son. You don't want that." And he said, "Well, that's only if you leave it charged overnight." And I had one of those moments where I kind of looked at him like, number one, how do you know this? Number two, go somewhere.
Well, your son is partially right. It's all related to the battery heat, and as batteries start to provide more power and get smaller, the big problem that we have with batteries is they tend to catch on fire. And it's true of virtually any of the batteries in any of our electronics today because they're very similar in technology. As a matter of fact, I'm sure you've also seen the post where you really don't want to be charging your smartphone by your bed at night, close to your head, because likewise they have the possibility of exploding.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, the hoverboards are having that problem. A lot of sites have quit selling them, including Amazon. You can't carry them on a plane in your luggage or carry-on. So they're a little bit problematic. They'll get that figured out. You have to charge them probably a little bit slower, but the other issue is how fast they discharge. Right. So if you've got somebody like me that might be a little bit heavier that's on one of those boards riding around, and we're riding it for a long time and we're being pretty aggressive with it, the battery's going to get hotter, and likewise it has the opportunity to explode or catch fire, which would not make for a pleasurable toy experience.
Hey, I got to ask you about a toy for myself. And I'm going to say, I guess I'm thinking about virtual reality. And I'm kind of thinking about, hey, plugging my phone into like a Samsung Gear VR device and like enjoying some, playing some of their Android related games, or possibly watching Netflix or Hulu or even Oculus Video. Is that something that's obtainable this year, or is this something a few years out?
It's obtainable this year. There's a few places that are doing it. I'm going to talk about some throwback toys, and one of the throwback toys is using that same technology. But one of the things that you're going to find, and you can find this year, it's a little bit harder to find, but there are a number of devices now that allow you to slip your smartphone into the device and basically get that immersive 3D reality or virtual reality sort of headset. Most of them are less than $100. But I'll tell you, if I was doing this knowing what I know, because you know that I attend all the trade shows and everything else.
Gotcha.
There are some new glasses that will be coming out. They really were trying to get it out this year before Christmas, and they had a limited release, so I'm not even going to announce it because it's just too hard to find. But the glass that's used in the virtual reality glasses that you slide your phone behind was developed for the military in use in the pilot's heads-up displays and all of that to create better displays, and they took it a step further to create immersive pilot technology to give pilots sort of real experience while they could be on the ground safely. And those glasses are sub $100 as well. They'll be out next year. like I said, they're actually out now, but they're such limited quantity and all that, we just frustrate people telling them